Hey guys, we're going to be reacting to Let's Talk About Path of Exile 2 by Asmongold. I'm really excited to go over this video with you guys because I'm having so much fun with PoE. And if you guys are new to the channel, we do reactions and we gameplay and we stream on Twitch and YouTube. We'll be doing a giveaway all week long on Twitch, so make sure you guys check that out on VallordTV on Twitch. But I'm really excited to watch this video because one of you guys sent me the link in the Discord and you asked me to react to it. And like the dream is becoming a reality, one baby step at a time. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the love and support we've been getting. I'm just really excited to take this like hobby to the next level and Twitch like daily with you guys. So I really appreciate that. We have a reactions channel here, and hopefully we'll be making our own content here too as well. I have a couple video ideas coming down the pipeline, so thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys stick with us, and let's get into it.
On with everything in PoE 2. People have had a lot of opinions about this game, and we're gonna look and see kind of what's going on. Check the Malders. I full cleared a map in PoE 2, and here's the loot. He got 23 scrolls of wisdom. Okay, well, this guy's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. You can ID for free. You just talk to the hooded guy. It's not the difficulty, stop repeating this. Not enough loot is dropping. Common criticisms of the game. Yeah, people have been very opinionated about this, wasting the player's time. I spent more time in a single zone in Act 3 than I would have spent in the entirety of an act in PoE 1, and a huge amount of that time was extremely boring and unnecessary. Obviously, this has nothing to do with difficulty. So, here, let me go ahead. I'm going to make a list.
I don't know what these people are talking about loot, because if you go to my stream, guys, I actually have one on my TikTok right now highlighting it. I got a unique weapon on the first boss. The second boss, I got random mob, I got unique bracers. I'm running with 2 unique items right now. I have 3, I don't know what they're called, the legendary maybe for the yellow items, and a couple blues. But I'm pretty stacked right now, and it's been pretty easy to get. I got a legendary, I got a unique wand, I got a unique bracers for warrior. I'm getting some pretty fat loot, so I have the Twitch RNGs helping me out, or I don't know what these guys are talking about.
Things I hope PoE 2 has added or changed. Okay, build, let me think of a way to put this. Talent tree, export, and import.
That'd be
functionality.
good. I would like that.
So that's number 1. That's one thing that I think that they should add. More currency for low-level players. And another big reason why I think they should add more currency for low-level players is because it teaches low-level players how to use currency. You're giving them these things. Wow, I keep getting these orbs of alteration. Maybe I should use them.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? Just like the gold? But I guess, okay, that makes sense. That's something that I am like would agree with as well, because I keep getting these orbs and I really don't know what they do, and the chat has to help me out, and I have to read, you know, reading is hard. I have to read and the chat's helping me out, but if I had more of these, I can learn, like you said, I can use them more often and learn and just tinker with them.
What? The boss bug, 5000x shield, that's irrelevant. That'll be fixed. Skills are the problem. Okay, so yes, teleport from checkpoint to checkpoint inside same map.
I agree with that one.
I think that Act 1 bosses to punishing. I understand that people want the difficulty of the game to be very high.
I don't know about that one, dude. The Act 1 boss, I almost one-shotted it. Then on the second time, I got to 5%, and the bleed effect killed me. And after that, it took me like 9 more attempts. I spent like an hour on that boss, dude. I was so pissed. And looking back at it now, I'm like, wow, that was such an accomplishment. At the time, I was getting triggered as hell. But I think it was fine.
But this is the first act in the game, and you have people that are brand new to the game. It is not necessary for the third boss in the game to kill you in 3 hits. This is not necessary. It's not like that in Dark Souls. It's not like that in Elden Ring. I tried 3 times. Yeah, exactly. I understand that this is probably the most contentious opinion that I have.
Let me know in the comments below, guys. How many times did you die on that boss? Like I said, it took me like an hour to beat it. First 2 times were really, really good. I must have got panicked or got triggered. It went downhill. If you guys were in the stream last night, you saw. Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see if I'm a noob or if you guys also had trouble with it. But, you know, if this is one of his biggest complaints, it seems like a lot of people must have. I'm going to go check his VOD after this video and check that out.
And I understand that I'm speaking to an audience of people who are extremely good video game players. Everybody here in this chat is probably in the top 10% of players.
Thank you, man.
I'm being honest. Like, you guys are good at video games. You're invested in them. You're talking about them. You're reading Reddits. You're watching streams about it. You are hyper invested. And if you don't think that's true, go watch an average. Have you guys ever seen somebody that, like, you know, IRL play video games, and it's like watching a monkey try to figure out how to put a square box in a square hole, and he can't do it? You guys have no idea how good you are compared to the average person. Please
glaze me more,
this.
baby. Glaze me more.
I'm sorry. Please. For us, look, I think the game's fine in difficulty. It's totally fine. I've beat Elden Ring multiple times. I played every Souls game. I've beaten Sekiro. I used to raid in Mythic for WoW for like 10 years. I've played video games since before I can fucking remember. Should I be the barometer that you balance a game around? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Of course not. No. No, absolutely. And so anyway, yeah, how tough are you? Exactly. Elden Ring Bird. Well, I had a bad time with that, right? You can't change PoE 2 to appeal to hyper casuals. Making Act 1 bosses and the early game a little bit less punishing does not make it hyper casual. Stop with these irrational, massive misrepresentations. It does not make it hyper casual to make early game bosses not kill you in 2 or 3 hits. Here's the...
I don't know, guys. Again, I beat it, and I know after I beat it, I could have went back and went to the town, upgraded my armor, which I did after the boss like an idiot. I could have upgraded my armor. I could have upgraded my resistance. I could have done something different. And honestly, if I would have done that stuff, it probably would have been a lot easier for me. But like I said, I almost one-shot it, 5%ed it on the second attempt, and then it just went downhill from there. So I don't think it was super... You know what? Out of the first boss, my biggest complaint is that the ice pillars, that's the telegraph, I swear I was out of them, and it was still hitting me. So it seemed like it hit and splashed. And I thought that splash was a little too much, to be honest. And on one of the bleed effects, it hit me and splashed and hit me, and I swear I was out of it. That was a 5% mark. I swear I was out of it, and it hit me. So I would complain more about the telegraphing. Somebody in chat said I rolled into it, like I rolled into the telegraph, but I swear I was out of it. So that's one of my, for the difficulty levels, I would say maybe making those the radius of that a little smaller.
Problem is that average players, there are a bunch of systems that are coming in, like we are all coming into PoE 2 as new players, or sorry, as in a lot of cases, PoE 1 players.
I've never played
understand
PoE.
ARPGs, we understand PoE, and a lot of the systems that we're interacting with are things that we already have a lot of experience with and we know how to use. That is not the case for the average person. I am not saying that they need to totally nerf the game. I think this can be solved by 2 ways. You can either damage, health, not ideal. This is not the ideal outcome. Or the other ideal outcome is that give players more secondary quests that give rewards that make them able to kill the bosses easier. This is what I think that they should actually do. They should make the bosses easier, but they should not make them easier by reducing the amount of health that they have or the damage that they do. They should make them easier by giving the player more tools to solve the problems that the bosses throw at them. That's what I think they need to do. So this is where I'm at right now as a...
So we're going to be doing our PoE giveaway tonight on Twitch, where we're doing hardcore mode. And if I die, I give a code up to somebody. And if we hit a number of followers, we give a code and a sub goal. I'm going to be interested to see what my gear looks like, because maybe I just got lucky. Maybe I just got really lucky with my gear. So I'm interested to see, because it seems like a lot of people are... even he's bringing up gear. So I'm interested.
Act 3 player. I also think that melee feels bad to play. This is a completely subjective opinion, but I think a lot of people feel the same way that I do. I'm not saying that it does bad damage. I'm not saying that it isn't viable. I'm saying that I don't enjoy playing it as much as I enjoy playing a ranged class. That's it. That's where I'm at.
I thought a lot of people were playing warriors and monks, so I don't know about this take.
Alkaiser's melee god, even he has qualms with melee too? Yeah, for sure. That's the way that I feel. That's my first impressions. But these are the things right now that I think PoE 2 should change and listen to feedback on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Loot? How could they do that and have it make sense? Because I feel like giving players more currency to make their own loot is actually better than giving players more base loot. That's my opinion. Like, allowing a player to build their own gear and, like, gamba on it is better than just having drops. However, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the solution to that is. Like, with these other ones, I think these, like, especially these top 3, I feel like, yes, for sure they should have this. This is a personal opinion. This is also a personal opinion. I really don't know what they can do to solve the loot problem. I
agree. The top 3 should be added to the game. The bottom ones I'm kind of iffy on.
Yeah, I don't know. Respec should be free. I think that they should let you respec for free because it's like early access.
Yeah.
But I think they're also calibrating how respecs affect the player behavior. So if they let you respec for free, it would undermine the testing process. Mobs need to be harder because they're not as dense. It's a good balance. Yeah, no doubt. The creep should... Oh, that's right. You should be able to roll, push out of a body block situation.
Yes, 100% on this, dog. 100%. You know, one of my biggest critiques right now is, like, if you watch my first hardcore death, I was killing a dude. I was doing great, but I got circled in, right? And I tried to roll, and I couldn't move. How can I not push them out of the way? Like, I should be able to push them out of the way. You're rolling into them, dog. But it's just like, it just rolled in a circle. Like, it just rolled like this. Like, how's that? That's not physics. That's not physics. So I 100% agree with this body block shit.
Whenever the mobs, like, basically surround you and they make it to where you can't move your character, I consider this a very unfun experience, and I don't think anybody enjoys it. And I don't think...
And not only what he's saying is right, it seems to happen, like, it seems like the mobs are trying to do that. Every time there's a lot of mobs, it doesn't seem like trying to kill me. They seem like they're trying to circle me and then, like, freaking gangbang me. It's like the worst feeling, because it's happening every time, too. Like, on Act 1, when you're on the trees, that little area, it seems like they come everywhere. They're just trying to swarm around you like zombies. And that's fine, but you should be able to push your way out, dude.
Think that it adds anything or makes the game better by having it in there. That's it. I just think it's bad, and it sucks, and it feels bad to play. That's it. Yeah, it does suck. Yeah, exactly, right? And so, again, like, this is another problem, right? Is, like, undoubtedly, body blocking makes the game harder. But every aspect of difficulty is not created equal. There are a lot of things... Oh, here's another opinion I have. I think the camera is too zoomed in. And when you're fighting as ranged, you're not able to accurately react to things because of how zoomed out the camera is. I really don't like that. It's so annoying. Yeah, fighting boss on the camera. Like, for example, I fought the gorilla yesterday, and I was at a reasonable distance away, and I couldn't see him doing the slam because he was ahead of me and his health bar was in the way of his character model. And I just feel like if I was able to zoom out a little bit more, like if you want to make boss fights really engage, because I think that the boss fights for PoE 2 are fucking...
Yeah, I don't want to pause every second here, sorry guys, but again, wow, look at that face he's making. 100% agree on this one as well, because when I was playing the first act last night, there's times you'll see where I'm just blind shooting and I can see the health bar going down, but I'm just blind shooting because I'm trying to avoid the telegraphs and everything, avoid the damage. And I'm on my merc just blind shooting. And I saw I was doing damage, right? You see the damage bar going down and you see like I have poison on mine. I saw the poison effect going on, but I was literally blind shooting. I could have gone out further. I could see the boss. And then he's doing this charge. There's times where like he charged into me and I just knew it was coming, so I rolled, or I saw at the very last second I rolled. But he's starting his charge off screen. That's not a good feeling.
Fucking amazing. They are so good. They're incredible. Like I'm in shock that there's like 80 of these fucking things. It's like how did this happen? But with the bosses being good, I think it makes the bosses worse if you have a zoomed in camera. All it takes, getting body blocked is literally a skill issue. Positioning is a skill gap and should be in the game. I don't think so. I think it's unfun and it just causes people to have a negative experience in the game. I think it feels really shitty to have it happen. I know that it's a...
Again, sorry guys, but I agree with that comment. It is a skill because you have to anticipate, but it should not take away the laws of physics. Like, yeah, if they come and swarm you, maybe you gotta jump out a couple times, right? You're taking damage while you're rolling out. You're pushing through the crowd, dude. But when you get swarmed, you should be able to push your way out of the crowd. Like, that's physics. If I push you, you're gonna feel the effect. Energy is a transfer of energy. You're gonna feel it. When you're just rolling, and the skeleton's just sitting there, that's not cool. That's not physics. That's not real world. That's nothing. And it really is annoying when you're sitting there saying, what the fuck? What the fuck? Move, dude, move, what the fuck? And you die. That's what happened to me. It was a terrible feeling. But I agree, it is a skill thing because you have to think, I'm going to get bodied. But there's one time when I died at hardcore, check it on TikTok, you'll see the clip, or go see the VOD on Twitch. I died and I let myself get bodied. I knew that I could, but the skeletons were, I guess, were like legendary skeletons. I thought I could just 2-tap them and get out, but they had way more health than expected. I can't move. I can't move. So that's not a skill issue. That is like a game mechanic.
Skill difference, but I don't think it matters. Again, video games should not be about expressing skill. They should be about fun and fulfillment. I don't think that it feels fulfilling for a lot of people to get body blocked and then stun locked to death. And I don't think that it's fun for it to happen either. So if it's not fun or fulfilling, then why is it in the game? People keep thinking about video games of like being good at the game. It doesn't matter whether you're good at the game. It's a video game. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. It's just a game. Like, so just try to make the game fun. Make the game fun and rewarding. It feels good to be good, though? Yeah, but you can be good in 50 other ways. It doesn't have to be that one way. Some people enjoy challenge. Yes, but all challenges are not created equal. And I think that challenge is unfun. My idea of a challenge is like fighting Uber Elder. That's a challenge. Getting body blocked in Act 1 because you don't have anything to do, that feels shitty.
True that.
It just sucks, and people are going to have that happen, and they're going to stop playing the game. Finding stupid sweats are good at something? Yeah. There will always be challenge. I think it should be optional. Yep, absolutely. Challenge should increase as you progress, not once you enter. Yeah, exactly. And again, like, I have literally... I don't think that there should be any accommodation or consideration put on people that want to try to make the game hard for the sake of being hard. That is the dumbest way to design a game. And the only thing that ensures is that only a tiny, tiny subset of players will enjoy it, and everybody else will be alienated and the game will die. because every game that builds itself around that ends up falling off and dying. Dark Souls, see, this is the problem, is like people, if you are using Dark Souls as an example against what I'm saying, you're self-reporting that you're bad at video games. Dark Souls isn't hard. It's never been hard. That's why there's a million videos of people walking in and one-shotting the bosses. Like, that's not how it works. Like, no, I'm not thinking of Dark Souls at all. You're missing a point. Body block is good. Act 1 being hard is good because the game is still easy as fuck, and I'm not even an RPG player.
I'd have to agree. Besides the Act 1 boss, the game has been pretty easy from here on out. Like, the only time I died was a body block in hardcore. I don't think I've died on any bosses, really. Actually, after I died on hardcore, I did die to one boss because I was like, well, who cares? Who cares if I die? But that's about it. None of the bosses have been too difficult except Act 1. The game hasn't been that hard. If you guys been on Twitch, I've been saying, this game is easy, bro. This game is easy, bro.
So, I'm gonna pull you up. So I pirate literally every game that isn't multiplayer. Why would I ever buy something I have the choice not to know? You are an experienced video game player, and you play video games so much that you probably don't have the amount of money to support playing as many as that you actually want to play.
True, that'd be expensive, dog.
You are not the average player. The developer should not design the game around you. That's not how it works. This is the problem that people like this have. Suffering from success, yes.
Suffering from success.
Don't you think there's enough, there's not enough support, uncut gems to try new skills? No, I actually think the gem drops are totally okay. Yeah. And some developers should not do everything should be easy. Yeah. Well, like, again, and this is the problem that, like, people like that have, is that they are unable to separate their own ego from what makes a good game because they're so caught up in making sure that the game reinforces their ego. It's not about whether the game is good or not, or whether it's fun or popular or easy for people to get into. It's about whether this game rewards me in a way that I feel like I'm not wasting my time playing it. So yeah. Body blocking is fine. I think it's garbage, and having the tools to get out of body blocking is also fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Let's see here. It's not enough. I must succeed. Others must fail. Yep, there it is. But anyway, anybody who uses Elden Ring or Dark Souls as an example of a hard video game, those people are self-reporting that they're bad at video games. I'm just being honest. They should never, yeah, that they're scrubs. Yeah, they're garbage. Sorry. Let's see here. Wrong build. Yep, wrong build, bad player. Anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to look at it. PoE 2 bosses, I'd like to honor you, award you the highest honor I can bestow. Grand Mana Flask, Shrouded Vest, and 80 gold. There we go. Respec costs are way too high. Why am I being punished for trying things out? This is something that I don't...
Is that a lot of gold? 2k gold? I feel like I have a lot of gold on my character. I'd have to log in and check it out, but I feel like I have a lot of gold. And when I died on hardcore at level 10, I had like 2,000 gold. So I remember specifically that because when I died, I said, well, there's all my gold. And somebody said in chat, don't worry, you don't need gold. It's just for respecking. So like I said, I'm not a PoE player. This is my first time playing it, so I'm not sure how important gold is, but I feel like I have quite a bit.
A 40k gold, by the time I farm that much, I'm at least 5 to 10 layers higher, so the cost would be higher too. That also means I can't use my gold for anything else. I'm already holding my skill points right now to be absolutely sure that I want to take the next nodes. It's hilariously bad. Respecking sub 60 should be free. I think that the game should give you extra, what's the point? It should give you extra free respecs. Like, you remember how you had, like, the Books of Regret and shit like that? You should also have those in PoE 2 as well for new players. And also, that would be really nice because, like, I don't want to go back to town to respec in some cases. Like, I just get a point and it's like, okay, I want to swap things around, like, while I'm in a map or, like, while I'm in a zone. I don't want to have to go back to town to do this. Just allow me to respec from like my character screen, and like have every single quest give you, you know, or every other quest give you a book that gives you 2 respecs or 1 respec. Love Wukong because of that. Why limit respec ever? What?
I think if you have to limit it in this kind of game is because you could if it was free and you could do it whenever you wanted, you could really just kind of manipulate your respecking to the specific boss you're on. So like Act 1, Ice Resist, right? I could respec just for Ice Resist. Next boss, I don't know, Act 2's bosses, you could respec to, let's say it's Fire Resist. Like, it kind of takes away the what am I trying to say? It takes away the attachment to your spec. It takes away from the lifelong decisions you're supposed to be making in these games. And it's not supposed to, like, it's supposed to reflect life in a certain way. So when you have the, like, allegiance to this path, you want to have this allegiance to this path. You don't want to have it to be nonchalant, have no accountability and no repercussions. You know what I mean? There has to be a repercussion for your action. There has to be a cause and effect, and that's why you just can't be swapping your spec left and right, because you're just doing it by situation, and it's not supposed to be situational.
What purpose does it serve to limit respec? I feel like none, really. Yeah.
I just gave you
Gold
one.
sync? Well, that's silly. If it's a gold sync, why not just make gold less common? You create a problem and then you create it, like, it's like you create one problem to solve another problem. Like, I don't think that sounds really bad. The gravitas of the decision, yeah, but like, is that worth legacy from old school D&D? Yeah, to stop optimization characters. But
that's what I was kind of getting at. The optimization of characters per situation.
Is that good for the game? Because, like, here's a question. We got rid of Scrolls of Town Portal, right? Like, there's no more Portal Scrolls at all in the game. I think that was just a universal improvement. Portal Scrolls sucked. They were a waste of space. They were vestigial from Diablo 2. There's no reason they needed to exist. We got rid of them. So maybe respecs are the same thing. Not free, just pushes everyone to play meta builds. I would agree.
If you had free respecs, I think they should do it per like day. Once a day or twice a day at least. You just, like I said, you just can't have a game where you're just respecking for the boss, the mini boss. It just can't be a respec by situation. You know, it can't be a situational kind of thing.
I would actually argue the opposite. I would argue that if you had to be locked into a build, you would be more encouraged to play a meta build because you don't want to make a mistake because the mistake would be more costly. So this is something that I think with Lost Ark and a lot of games like PoE, you have to take into account. The harder you punish players, the harder players will try to avoid getting punished. That's why Lost Ark is so gatekeepy, and that's why PoE, you have so many people looking up every aspect of the game. It's because people don't want to be punished in the game because it punishes you so heavily. It's dreadfully dull. Yeah, it is. And so I don't know, like for me, respecking doesn't really seem like it's that bad, but maybe for some people it is. Sorry, but these type of zone layouts are unacceptable at this point. Every zone is a winding maze of corridors and dead ends. Yeah, and so like these maps, I actually think this map is totally fine if you had checkpoints around the map that you could teleport to. That's all they need to do. Just add the checkpoints that you can teleport to the different places. Yeah, it's an easy fix. Yeah, like Lost Ark has this. I feel punished for exploring. Yeah, exactly.
I agree,
some people
but
have
I
complaints, but it's currently sitting at its all-time peak players.
I agree with like the map being a dead end stuff, but I kind of like don't find it as a problem yet. I guess for myself, I kind of enjoyed like looking at every room. There's times like in the stream, I went in this door and I said, "Okay, what's in here?" There's nothing in there except for like a little lore thing. I'm kind of like I'm actually enjoying the discoverability, the journey, the scavenging, the exploring. But I could totally see that if you had the checkpoints, like he said, multiple checkpoints, and you could just go everywhere, like teleport them. I thought you could. Honestly, when I first played, I thought you could. I thought the point of the checkpoint was to jump to it. I was shocked that you couldn't do that.
Well, that's because the game is amazing, and I think these changes and these improvements would make the game more amazing.
Let go. I've tried things.
That's the way I see it. I don't think that the game's bad. I think the game's great. That's why I'm giving the feedback. Isn't teleporting between checkpoints a band-aid instead of a real solution? No, because I think the idea of traversing a wide open space that feels like you're in an area that's transcendent of a video game level is an authentic experience that they should try to recreate and at least attempt to do. But if that comes at the cost of gameplay, then it's a bad thing. So the best way to do it is to, after you've already done that exploration and had that experience, it gives you the ability now to swap between different places. So here's a good example, Elden Ring. So Elden Ring is a much more open, wide space game, right? Much easier to do that. And you can teleport from each bonfire whenever you want, right from the beginning of the game. It's not like you have to like wait to unlock this later on or something like that. Like, you know, in Dark Souls 1, you don't unlock the Lord Vessel and the teleports until you finish Anor Londo. So before that, you actually have to go there yourself. And you have a mount, right? Exactly. And so that's how I see it. Not in a bonfire? Yeah. The people who argue against teleporting are the same ones who like running all the way back to a raid boss. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a player-friendly thing. I think it helps with just the quality of life for a game. Like, I don't want to be running if there's no mobs there, nothing to discover. I really don't want to. If I have the map already mapped out and I see that I'm over at the bottom and at the top the entrance is over there, I'm like, ugh. I'm just going to teleport out and start another quest, dude. I don't want to run all the way there.
Can you offer possible reasons as to why the game creator wouldn't make these changes, or at least some of them? Well, the reasons why you wouldn't want to have teleporting is that you would think that it's a gaming experience, and every single time a player encounters a load screen, it ruins the immersive quality of the game. So I think that that would be the main reason why loading screens and teleports would be something that they would be apprehensive to do. Now, I don't think that matters because I think that the immersion of the game becoming monotonous is actually worse than somebody seeing a loading screen for a couple of seconds. So it's like, but it is definitely like that would be the reason why I think it would happen. Like Starfield, yeah, exactly, right? And so like Starfield is that extreme. What about increasing movement speed instead? I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should do that. Mounts? I mean, a mount would be cool. Sure. Like, but I just think teleports would be better. And also,
even if you have the mount, you're still not going to want to mount there. Even if the journey's 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you still don't want to waste the time. The teleport is the way to go. I honestly think they didn't put it in there because they probably just didn't think about it. Like what he said is a good point. I think he's reaching there. Like that's a good point. But like he had to think of that reasoning. I don't think that's like a common thing they would have thought of. I think it's more like they said it wasn't a big deal. You know, like, oh, it's gonna destroy the immersion of the game, and it's really not a big deal if they walk 2 or 3 minutes. And then the player feedback is like, nah, dude, I don't want to waste 2 or 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
Teleports solve 2 problems. The first problem that teleport solves is that it allows you to like not have to backtrack as much. And number 2, it solves the problem of respawns. So if they want to keep respawns in the game, having to fight through respawns every other time that you fight a boss really feels shitty and it's super annoying. So if you could teleport right back to it, it would be better. Teleport is about the same map. It's way too big anyway. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Movement speed would impact combat. Yeah, I know. I don't think they should do that. They can't expect people to enjoy running the same roads for hundreds of hours just to reach something. This is not Ashes of Creation. Most of the time we spent there. No, I don't think that you should base the game off of the genre at all. I think that you should look at how to make a good game and then look at each change individually in the context of that game, rather than using the genre of the game as a limiting factor of what to do. Separate boss rooms? Yeah. I don't know about this, about the opinion. I like it, honestly. You like having to backtrack for like over a minute or 2 minutes to go back to where you were just at because you didn't go to a place all the way.
Nobody
I actually
likes
don't
that.
think people like that.
I don't think anybody
I don't
likes
think
that.
people enjoy that. Yeah, and also, like, there are people that do enjoy it, right? There's people that like eating shit. But it doesn't mean you're going to make a lot of money if you make a restaurant selling shit. So, sure, there's some people that like this, but it's not popular, and I don't think it should be accommodated. Let's see. Nobody's going to complain about in-game stuff if they can't get to end-game. Yeah, there you go. When boss has 1k HP and you have 30 DPS, it's not hardcore game, it's cringe.
I don't know about that take.
I never really had this problem that much.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know, but like I played get a better build. Yeah, but then it's harder to get a better build because you don't get better gear, right? And so like that's kind of how things fit together. Who's concerned about core systems? Yeah, that's one thing that I care about too. PoE is just ruthless too. Do you want to know the reason why I quit Diablo 4 last time I played the game? I'll show you why. I quit because of this. It's just stupid. It's just
what the hell's going
dumb.
on?
Like, it's fun. If you think that's fun, great. But for me, whenever I saw this was what I was working towards in order to like get as a player, there was nothing that I could have assumed that would be like less appealing or engaging than that. Looks like PoE won to me. I can see why you say that, for sure. Yeah, I think that's fair. But anyway, and also, like, that's why in some cases, I end up not playing PoE leagues. Schizo gameplay, how is that bad? I just thought it was stupid. And I didn't want to play it. It felt weird. I couldn't even see what was going on, and it was just... And like, also, I basically... Like, this is Ward Loop, basically, right? I mean, like... But I didn't want to do it again. Current meta's terrible? Yeah, exactly. It's just silly. No skill required. It's just, it wasn't even interesting to me.
That looks like lame gameplay.
That's PoE, though? Exactly. And this is PoE 2. And that's the whole point.
So, guys, that's the complaints, I guess, so far. But honestly, I think the game is really fun. I've had a lot of fun playing it. A lot of the complaints, I really don't see them to be that big of a deal. The things he said in the top, when we said at the top, I really like those changes. I think those should be implemented. But I don't think the bosses are too hard yet. You know, I'm only on Act 1. I just finished Act 1. Like I said, the last boss on Act 1 was kind of difficult. I felt more of the telegraphs should be more fine-tuned, because I could have sworn I was out of them sometimes and I was still getting hit. But again, I don't know if I got lucky with gear. I'm not really having a gear problem. I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys are thinking. But a lot of what he said here, I think, was pretty relevant. It's pretty good. It was a pretty good take on a lot of it. Even the checkpoints, like I said, I thought those were already going to be in the game. I was kind of shocked that you can't teleport to. Only the waypoints are the ones you could teleport to. I was shocked that you couldn't do that to a checkpoint as well. So, all right, guys. We're going to be on Twitch all week long. We're going to be giving out PoE 2 codes. We're going to be doing a giveaway from December 9th. So that's today. We'll probably be on stream 5, 6 o'clock. And then we're going to be doing it to the whole week until December 13th. The idea of this is that we're going to be doing a follow goal, sub goal, and a death goal. Every time I die in hardcore, we give out a code. Every time we hit that follow goal, we give a code. And every time we hit that sub goal, we give a code. Then rinse and repeat. So we have plans of doing that all week long. And yeah, so if you're trying to get a code, make sure you guys come to the Twitch channel tonight, VallordTV, and I'll see you there. And hopefully you guys have subscribed already, but if not, please consider it. I really appreciate it. We've been getting a lot of love, a lot of likes, and I feel the hobby is slowly turning into a reality, dude. I feel like we might be able to make something great here. We had a lot of people on the Twitch yesterday. We had like, I don't know, 12 people max views. That's a big thing for me, so I really appreciate it. And I just hope to see more of you there. So have a great night, and I'll see you next one.